Senior doctors in the UK were aware that donated blood from the United States in the 1970s and 80s could have been infected with HIV or hepatitis. It was revealed when the minutes of meetings of high-level doctors back then were obtained by several British media outlets now. We talked to the founder of a victim support group who shared his family's story.
My father was born with haemophilia, which is a manageable bleeding disorder, and he, like thousands of others, was given this factor VIII medication. He himself was infected with both hepatitis C and HIV. And when I was 4 years old in 1993, he died of those infections. And so that's kind of been the thing that spurred me into beginning to campaign on this issue and to research into it. Well, I first asked for these documents from the Derby and Burton NHS Trust many months ago, and initially the trust refused to provide me with the document in question, so I had to go to the Information Commissioner's office, who stepped in, and the ICO did prompt them to eventually release the document to me. However, the first time that the trust gave me the document, I noticed that 2 pages were missing from it. So I then had to go back to the ICO saying, you know, they've missed out 2 pages here. And I did eventually get those 2 missing pages, and I was told by the trust that that was due to an admin error, if we choose to believe that's true. And it was on those 2 pages that were originally missing that this revelation was in there.
In 2017, Jason Evans initiated a public inquiry into the case. He claims key files are still missing. The latest UK government statistics say 30,000 people were infected with HIV and hepatitis through donated blood from the US in the 70s and 80s. It led to hundreds of early deaths, and the exact figure is still not clear. The British government describes the scandal as a tragedy that should never have happened. The Health Department also says it's committed to being open and transparent with the inquiry. But Jason Evans doubts that there will be any real assistance from the government.
I don't think the government, the Department of Health, have really moved this forward at all in recent times. The bizarre situation we're in now is, of course, victims and families say this is a scandal. Lawyers say it's a scandal. Civil servants I've spoken to say it's a scandal. We've got 2 former health ministers that say it's a cover-up. But the important point here is the Department of Health at the opening hearings of this inquiry said there's been at best a lack of candour and at worst a cover-up, yet they still will not accept their legal liability despite saying that. So we're in a situation where they kind of make the right noises, but the action just isn't there to back up what they're saying, and I think it's time for that to change.
Families and victims have been seeking justice for decades. RT has a feature-length report on the case. You can watch Bad Blood online at rt.com.